Okay, so I'm Barbara Bruno, and I'll be talking today about individual development plans. My co-authors are Hope Ishii, Caroline Kaplan, Abai Vidwans, and Jeff Gillis-Davis. And while we're all at different institutions, we're all part of the ICE 5.0 consortium. So an IDP, or an individual development plan, is a personal action plan to guide academic and career development. It can be done at any institution, at any academic level. The model we're using has 6 core areas: DEI, leadership, research, teaching and mentoring, communication, and then this career development area, which is meant to be a catch-all for anything that isn't included in the other 5. And the key word here is individual. It's the students or the trainees that are defining goals and priorities. And they can skip any of these areas not relevant to them. They're certainly not expected to set goals in each of these areas. But we do ask them first to create, to do a guided reflection and a self-assessment in each of these areas before they set their goals. After they draft their goals, they get feedback from their advisor, as well as an external mentor, someone unrelated to their research project. And then based on their feedback, they finalize their goals and submit their IDP. So to give you an example of what a sample self-assessment looks like, here's the self-assessment for the teaching and mentoring module. And the idea of these self-assessments is really to get students to think maybe more broadly about the skill sets involved in these various areas. Because let's say, for example, you're a graduate student or a postdoc, and you're looking at a career as a university professor, you probably know that you need to get teaching experience under your belt. But maybe you TA'd for a couple of semesters, you gave some guest lectures, so you feel you can check that box. Well, after doing the self-assessment, you might realize there's a little more involved in teaching. Maybe there are some strategies that you want to focus on rather than simply just having the experience. So that's the purpose of the self-assessment. And then the next step is to set some goals, SMART goals. And these goals are very specific. They have deadlines. And SMART is not just a cute acronym. It's based on decades of effective goal-setting practices, which tell us that when we set a goal that's achievable, but if it's challenging, if it stretches us a bit, then our heart beats faster, our brain changes, there are neurochemical changes happening, there's a spike in our blood pressure, and this primes us for action. So after drafting 3 goals, and these could be in one area or multiple areas, but 3 goals total, then they discuss with their primary advisor, as well as an external mentor of their own choosing. This is someone we call a professional development mentor, someone who is unaffiliated with their research project, so not their research advisor, not on their research committee, who can provide an outside perspective. It could even be somebody in a completely different research field. And it shouldn't be somebody who's already in their network, because choosing somebody outside their network can connect them to new opportunities. And different people choose a professional development mentor for different reasons. Maybe you're looking for someone to validate your career choices. Maybe they're different than the career choices of your advisors and your other colleagues that you have. Maybe you're looking for someone who can just listen to you or maybe connect you to job opportunities. So it's totally the student's choice who to pick as a professional development mentor. And we had 31 students and postdocs participate in the IDP program, and 24 of them completed the evaluation survey that we invited them to complete at the end of the program. And for each of these items, we asked them to state their level of agreement or disagreement on a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is strongly disagree and 5 is strongly agree. So the means here for these items, as well as all of the survey items, are all between 4 and 5, which is between agree and strongly agree. And this right column, the agree percentage, those are the percentage of people who responded with choice 4 or 5. So you can see here that The participants, virtually all of them, agreed that creating their IDP helped them think about and define their long-term career goals. 100% said they were able to convert their goals into an action plan, and the self-assessment helped them identify their strengths and areas where they could improve. But I think the more interesting part of the survey results are these next 4 questions. These last 4 are actually 2 pairs of questions, where what's circled in red, it's the same statement, but one time asking about their advisor and one time asking about their PD mentor. So 80% or 79, 4 out of 5 people felt that conversations with their advisor exposed them to new ideas, opportunities, or perspectives. But 96% of the people said that about their professional development mentor. The same with this next pair of questions. 71% felt that my advisor provided valuable guidance and feedback regarding my IDP. But when it came to the professional development mentor, that number jumps to 100%. So if there's one thing you take out of this talk, I think it should be that if you are a student or a postdoc, find yourself a mentor who is unrelated to your research project. Their job is not to give you research advice. You have plenty of great advice from your advisor and your other committee members, but their job is to provide holistic professional development support. And if you are an advisor or a mentor to students, make sure they have the support. Make sure they have someone who can provide this broader professional development and mentoring. 16 of the mentors completed a mentor survey. And again, we asked them to reply to survey items on a scale of 1 to 5. And again, all of the responses were between 4 to 5 on average. And the mentors felt that completing an IDP helped their mentee think about and define their long-term and academic career goals, that the IDP process helped facilitate communication. 100% people said they enjoyed serving as a PD mentor, and almost all would recommend IDPs as a mentoring tool. So there's a lot of value in this PD mentoring, and it was a very low time commitment. The average mentor said they met with their mentee 2 to 3 times a semester for a total of 2 to 3 hours per semester. So we also asked the participants and the mentors to share some qualitative comments. We asked the students what was something that they liked or learned about completing their IDP. And we asked the mentors, what did they think was the most beneficial aspect about IDPs for their mentees? So these are just some sample comments. So to conclude, the results were strongly positive. On a scale from 1 to 5, the participant and the mentor mean responses were all between 4 and 5. And the one thing that really stood out was that students especially valued having a PT mentor, and the PD mentors really enjoyed participating. On the downside, though, very few people participated. We invited 207 students and postdocs to participate in this program, and only 31 accepted. So a 15% acceptance rate. So the people who participated had a very positive experience, but 85% of the people did not get this experience. So this shows a clear need to market this program as well to incentivize. And this is something we're working on now, piloting a mini grant program to support some of the activities in IDPs. So I'd like to end by thanking you for listening to the talk, thanking the NASA Survey Program and ICE50 for organizing this session, as well as supporting this program, as well as NSF, which provides some additional funding sources. If you'd like to talk about this more, please feel free to reach me at barb@hawaii.edu. Thank you very much.